Welcome to Fan Day Radio, your passport to life as I live it. I'm your host, Elizabeth Hall, and I'm living and running and podcasting here in my podcast studio in sunny Central Florida. And you can catch me over at Liz for a Day or on Facebook or Twitter. I'll have all the mentioned links in the show notes over at Liz for a Day. So I had a pretty productive week this week. I had a lot going on. I went to the movies last week after I recorded the last podcast, and I went to see Jupiter Ascending. And it was a pretty good movie. In my opinion, it almost had too much action. Like the action scenes just lasted forever. So if you're an action sci-fi type of person, this is a great movie for you. And the premise of the movie was basically about some aliens that are harvesting the earth to make some kind of elixir so that they could live longer or whatever. So you have to like really watch in the beginning because you'll get confused, like I was. But after the movie goes on, you'll kind of catch on to it. But you really have to pay attention in the beginning of the movie. But overall, I give the movie a thumbs up. It wasn't like a super great movie. I say you gotta go see it, but I'll say it's a good movie. It's a good popcorn watch. So you can go and see that if you like. And that's what I did after I got done with the podcast last week. So also, last week was the first time that I've posted a podcast for Fan Day Radio in a long time on Liz for a Day. So Liz for a Day, there's nothing going on there but tumbleweed. But now I've got it up and running again. But because of that, it's a WordPress site. I actually had some problems because I did some updates and it just messed my whole site up. So what was supposed to be an easy posting of the podcast actually turned out to just be a couple of hours worth of work for me, unfortunately. But I got it up and running now and it's all good to go. And then the second piece to that is I wanted to link my fitness data to the Daily Mail. And I like the Daily Mail and I recommend that you use it if you do any type of fitness because it's a great way to track things. And you can also get on there with your friends and you guys can kind of see where the other person is at, and it's called the Daily Mail. Unfortunately, again, I had some syncing issues with my Nike Plus watch, but you can always put things in manual, which I really didn't want to do. So for some reason, it synced some of the workouts and some of them it didn't. So I have to go back and put in the ones that it missed. I much prefer that it just syncs, but also with the Nike Plus watch, it'll track things and it syncs perfectly to the Nike site. So that's awesome too. So on Sunday of last week, I also, I decided to clean my coffee maker and it was looking pretty bad. I have to say, I think it was some mold in that thing. So I cleaned it out. And if you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, which I highly recommend that you do, come on over and friend me or fan me or friend me on Facebook. And then on Instagram, my Instagram handle, the personal one is Liz for a Day, and then if you want to follow the social media consulting one is Smart Office Help. So I'm also posting over there too on Instagram. So either one is cool with me. And then I had a friend, she called me like on a whim and she said, I'm going to the beach. You want to go to the beach? And I said, yeah, I'm going to the beach. And so on Sunday, that's where I was at the beach. Can you believe it? In the middle of wintertime at the beach. But that's how it is here in Florida. You can go to the beach anytime now. I didn't get in the water because I'm not that crazy. But there was some crazy people out there. There was people out there. There was a lady out there that had on a bikini and she was laid out. And there was no sun. How crazy is that? There was people that were in the water, and I know the water was cold. I didn't even have to go in. As a matter of fact, it was pretty windy out there, so I actually had on a jacket. So I was fully clothed, and there were some people that was next to us who actually had on their winter coats. I don't think it was quite that cold, but it was cool enough to not be in a bikini. But it was still cool that we were able to go out to the beach, because it's just nice sitting out there and listening to the waves and, just chit chatting and have a good time. So that's what we did on Sunday, and then I got back just in time to see The Walking Dead, because I love The Walking Dead show. And they have some really good writers on that show, and they have some really good moving scenes. And of course they killed off, I hope you've seen it before you watch this, but they killed off another one of our characters, and Tyrese is dead. And so he was kind of a punk anyway, so it's like, I mean, I liked him, but he wasn't one of the fighters in there, so that's okay. So also, what another good thing that came out of me posting the podcast, because once I post a podcast, I publish it to my Facebook page. I had one of my friends that actually but worked in Afghanistan. And he said, "You live in Florida?" And I said, "Yeah, I live in Florida." And he's like, "Well, I'm going to be down your way for a conference." And so I got me an unofficial date. And of course, he's married, but he's a friend. And so we're just going to have, dinner and catch up on, what we've been doing since we haven't been working over in Afghanistan. So that's pretty cool. And that's one thing that I love about social media, is that I can really stay connected with all the people that I met. And I worked and met with a lot of fantastic people from all over the world. I almost know somebody in every state of the U.S. and almost every country of the world. So that's pretty awesome. And anytime that I get a chance to go and see them or meet them, I jump right on it, because I miss them a lot. And like I said, they're like fantastic people. And so that's what I should be seeing him tomorrow. So I'll let you know how that goes on the next episode of Fan Day Radio. And so for the rest of the week, I just did the normal stuff, clean the house, because this place was a disaster. And so I had to really just like scrub some things up, and, it was ridiculous. But again, you can follow me on Instagram and kind of watch and see what I'm doing, because I like posting on Instagram now. I hadn't been doing that for a while, so now I'm kind of getting caught up on Instagram. So again, it's Liz for a Day. It's the personal one, and the business one is Smart Office Help. I also went to a networking function, and I do that for my business so I can meet people. And it's nice to see all the businesses that are out there, because, sometimes when you meet people, you have an opportunity to recommend them to other people that may be able to use their business or even use their business. And so one person in particular that kind of stood out to me was a guy. His name was Matthew, and he said that he wanted to be he's a singer, and he wanted to really make it big. And he actually had an album out. So I went over to his Facebook page, and I liked his page and everything, and I listened to some samples of his music. And I'm not just saying this just to be nice, but his album is really good. It's fantastic. And so I plan on buying it. I didn't buy it on the spot then, because I wanted to know from him, like, what was the best way for me to buy where he would make the most money, where because when you sell things through Amazon and other places like that, they get their commission off the top, and then you get what's left. Well, I want to buy it so that he gets the most money. And I don't think it's crass for me to ask that question, because, if you're supporting somebody, you want to support them all the way. And I think that would be a great way for me to do it, is to purchase it in a way where he'll get the most benefit. It's only $9.99, but like I said, I really like the album. It's something I can listen to over and over again. And his name is Max, spelled with 2 X's, McKenzie. So if you look that up on Facebook, Max McKenzie, go over there and like his Facebook page, and then listen to his music and buy the CDs, because the CD is awesome. So I think definitely you'll like it. Again, that's Max with 2 X's, McKenzie. I'll have a link in the notes on lizforaday.com. So if you just want to hit that link, just go over to Liz for a Day, and I'll have it there for you. So after I went to the networking event, I decided that, it's a bust for the rest of the day. I don't want to do any more work. So I went to a coffee house, and I had, my chai tea with soy, because I always get soy because I'm lactose intolerant. And that was nice. And then I met with a friend there, and she convinced me to go to a piano bar that was next door. They were having open mic night, and she likes to do karaoke and stuff like that. So we went over there, and she sang her song. She's really good. That's the first time I ever heard her. And so we might be hitting that piano bar again, because the people there were awesome. And the people that were singing on open night, like, oh my God, they were like professional singers, and they sounded so good. I was just cheesing from ear to ear, because I love, first of all, I love live entertainment anyway. So it was live entertainment for me. And even the people that were not professionals, you know, I just love to hear people sing. Even if they can't sing, I always say people that sing are happy people. So I really, really enjoyed the open mic night. Also, now let's go to the fitness part of the day. I just first want to give a shout out to my guilt trip fitness buddies that are far away, and that's Tammy and Jeanette. And they actually help to keep me motivated, and I always send them like a little video in the morning. And if I don't send them a video in the morning, they call me out on it and say, hey, we know you didn't work out today or whatever. So I just want to give them a shout out. Hi, friends. And so we're all trying to just keep it moving. That's what it's all about. It's not so much as, you know, losing weight, but just, you know, being healthier and just keeping it moving. Because sometimes you just get to a point in your life where you just kind of stagnant and you don't want to do anything. So this is our way of just kind of getting back to that. And the weather has been great here for working out. It's been like in the 40s and the 50s, which is nice. And for all my friends up north, I'm sorry, but you know, that's just how it is. You can move down to Florida. Don't be hating on us because we got the good weather. All right. So this week I ran. Well, I didn't run, but I walked. I only walked. I did 4 workouts this week, and my goal was to do 5 to 6, and that didn't happen this week. But that's okay. That I haven't worked out today because I woke up pretty late. I was just like, sometimes my bed it holds on to me, and it's hugging me, and so I didn't have time to go and do that. And as a matter of fact, I have to hurry up and finish doing this podcast because I'm going to the movies again, which I'll tell you about next week. So, also on my workouts, when I go out, I walk around my neighborhood, and it's a really nice neighborhood, but sometimes there are stray dogs out here, and usually the stray dogs, they don't bother you. But for some reason, this one stray dog, he actually ran up on me. I didn't even see him coming. He was behind me. He was so close to me, he could have bit me. But because I'm kind of a dog person, of course, I talked the dog down. So I just told him, no. He barked a little bit, and then he went on his way. But, you know, I quickly thought about it, and I was just thinking, you know, that whole situation could have went sideways, because that dog, if he was a mad dog, he could have actually bit me. Now, I actually bought a stick for somebody. I'm going to show you guys the stick. And here's the stick. If you are listening to the podcast, you can actually watch it on YouTube, and you can see the stick. And this is the stick, and it has I think this is like a little bear on here. And I actually bought this stick from somebody else, and I've had it for months because I just haven't seen the person to give it to them. Well, they're not going to get it now, but so they didn't know that I had it anyway, but I bought it for them because they walk a lot. And I think it's a bear on here, but I'm just going to say that's a little dog, because now this is my dog fighting stick, and this is a pretty big stick, so you can see it has like a little handle thing. And then you see how big it is? It actually has a little tip at the bottom. So if you wanted to actually put it on the ground and walk with it, you can. I just kind of carry it. It weighs probably about maybe a little bit over a pound. So it's pretty light, but it's a good girthy stick. And I'm sure I could beat the HE double hockey sticks out of an animal that's coming close to me. So hopefully it's not a bear, because I don't think it would do anything to a bear. But for a dog, I don't think a dog would be happy after I beat him up with this stick. So I decided to be on the safe side and start carrying the stick with me. So I have to give my stick a name. So if you guys want to help me to name my stick, that would be great. And so as far as that, also sometimes when I'm walking through the neighborhood, I run across some things that people put out on the curb. And yesterday I was walking and someone actually put some dog food out on the curb. Now I know somebody that that has a little dog that this dog food was for. So they had a couple of bags of dog food and they had like the little Caesars packs for the dogs. So I had to like really hightail it home because I thought for sure by the time I get home and get the car and go back to get it, it would be gone. But I got back and it was like the dog food bags were closed up and somebody put it on the curb because they wanted to give it away. And usually that's how it is in this neighborhood, and probably in a lot of neighborhoods. People put out a lot of good stuff. And so I went and I picked that up and I took it to the little doggy's house that I know. It wasn't my dog, but so, you know, dog food could be expensive. So that was like a great find. So although I had to carry the stick with me for dogs, I do like dogs and I'm a dog person. So I took care of that. For the Lizzie summation for this week, I pretty much went over everything. And that being, you know, it was a great week. I did a lot. I went to the beach. I went to a networking function. I went to a piano bar. That's a lot of stuff for me because I don't really get out that much. And then I still got my workouts in. I got 4 workouts in. Should have been 5 to 6, but today's not over with, so I still have a chance to do that. Went to the movies, hung out with my family. So it's just been a great week overall. So I would love to hear about you guys, fitness, what you have going. If you just want to chat with me again, you can just come over to Liz for a Day. All the links are posted there for my social media, and then I could catch you there. Or also, if you have a Daily Mail account, I would love to hook up with you on there, and we can all be part of a fitness community there. So, sorry, had to find my notes. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Plus, it's time for me to go to the movies today. So with that, I'll say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.